Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Well, I am just getting back from Infinity Ward Studios, where I was offered an early look at Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Just kidding. I have 9 subscribers. Raise your hand if you're excited for Modern Warfare 2. I know it. You know it. We all know it. The game is going to be awesome. If you haven't yet watched the gameplay reveal trailer that launched earlier today, I will leave a link down in the description below so you can go and check it out. Today we'll be taking a look at all of the news that was released alongside of the trailer, mostly dropped by content creators, and we'll be seeing how all of these news, announcements, and gameplay details fit into this narrative of a new era of Call of Duty that Infinity Ward, Call of Duty, Activision have all been pushing since Modern Warfare 2 was announced. There is a lot to cover today, so without further ado, let's hop into it. So Activision, Infinity Ward, they've all been pushing this message that Modern Warfare 2 will be the beginning of a new era of Call of Duty. And essentially what we've found out is that that comes down to 3 main categories. The first is a unified engine approach. This is a decision to keep the same engine consistent across Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2, and provide that engine to Call of Duty studios making Call of Duty games in the future. What this will do is alleviate the issues that we saw with the Black Ops Cold War integration into Warzone and the Vanguard integration into Warzone, where the guns, the operators, the skins, all of the game's details had to be ported into Warzone and really made to fit. But the games weren't made to work together. So this will alleviate that issue moving forward. The games should operate and interact very, very seamlessly together, and it should just create an overall much more smoother experience for the end user, for us. So the second component of this new era of Call of Duty is connected gameplay. There are a lot of things specific to this section to cover. The first being the introduction of AI into Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer and Warzone 2. We saw the developers testing out this gameplay mechanic within Caldera and Warzone recently with AI located around the factory. The AI in Modern Warfare 2 will have the ability to do lethal damage to you and your teammates. They will also have the ability to team up with other AI characters on the map to maneuver and to outflank real players. Right now, the developers are testing Battle Royale game modes with 100 real players with the addition of 300 AI players. If you ask me, I think that's a lot, but we'll have to see how it plays out. I don't really know what my overall take on that is until we have the ability to try it and play it for ourselves. Next up is the Special Operations missions returning. From what I hear, there are going to be new Spec Ops modes and missions introduced after the single player campaign ends. You will be able to complete those Spec Ops missions with a partner. There are also going to be the addition of new gameplay mechanics. All of the Modern Warfare 2019 mechanics like tac sprint, slide canceling, those will all still be in the game. However, there are new additions. For instance, the Dolphin Dive, which is a head-first dive that you can utilize to try and get behind cover. Who knows, maybe you might be able to jump through an open door or through an open window or jump behind a car. I'm not really sure exactly how that might work yet. There's going to be the introduction of swimming and water into both multiplayer maps as well as in Warzone. You're going to have the ability to use either a melee knife or a handgun underwater if you're diving underwater. Once your character reaches the surface of the water, that would be when you're able to pull out your primary weapon, and there could be some implications as to how that impacts loadout decisions for Warzone. If late game circle is going to be on a body of water? Do you want to run overkill and not be able to pull your weapon out unless you're exposed on the surface of the water? Those things we'll have to wait and see and really understand how it impacts gameplay decisions and loadout decisions when we get a chance to go hands-on with the game. There's also going to be the ability for the driver as well as the passengers of cars to lean out the open windows of vehicles and shoot at people, to climb up on top of cars and jump from car to car. So a lot more advanced movement techniques than we currently have within the game. There's also going to be a feature where if you are shooting at a vehicle, you can do damage to specific areas on that vehicle. So for instance, if you want to blow the tires out on the truck as it goes by you, you certainly can, and it will impact the drivability and maneuverability of that vehicle for that person driving. Next up is a modified gunsmith and gun leveling progression coming to Modern Warfare 2. So the gunsmith will be returning. However, it's not confirmed how many attachments weapons will be able to be equipped with yet. There are guesses around 5 to 7 attachments per weapon. There's also a new feature to the gunsmith, which is more of a fine-tune adjustment capability. So if you have an underbarrel attachment that increases your recoil control while decreasing your aim down sight speed, when you progress that weapon to a certain level, you will be able to slide the adjustment for that underbarrel attachment to the left, let's say, to have increased recoil control, but at the expense of a slower aim down sight speed, or vice versa. If you want a faster aim down sight speed but less recoil control, you'll be able to modify and kind of customize those specific attachments on your weapon. There's also a new type of gun leveling introduced in Modern Warfare 2. Each weapon is now a part of a weapon tree, and as you unlock attachments for a weapon in a specific family tree, let's say the assault rifle category, when you unlock the suppressor for that weapon, you will unlock that suppressor for all weapons in that assault rifle family tree, that category. That isn't across the board, however. There are some attachments that will be particular to each weapon, and that's to keep things, still interesting and make you want to use and level guns individually. However, it should make it easier for you to come in and use a new gun that might have gotten a recent buff and still be able to compete with the top weapons that are available in the game, the meta at that time, without having to achieve 70 levels worth of weapon progression just to be able to compete for a week within Warzone, let's say. Now, the other thing is Warzone 2 will be a complete refresh in terms of content. It will only include Modern Warfare 2 operators, guns, attachments, camos, skins. So there will be no content from Modern Warfare 2019, Black Ops Cold War, or Vanguard included within the game. All of that will still be included within Warzone 1, which will remain available for players to use, even when Warzone 2 launches. Infinity Ward and Activision has said that the focus for Modern Warfare 2 is definitely more on realism. So I would really expect kind of a focus on missions in the single player campaign like Clean House from Modern Warfare 2019, and that style of play to probably carry over into the rumored DMZ game mode that has still yet to be officially announced. But if and when it does, I would expect that gameplay to feel much more tactical, slower paced, methodical, and strategic rather than a traditional arcade shooter. And I think that that will be a theme that carries over all around Modern Warfare 2, but particularly within DMZ. And then last but not least, the third point is that Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 will be very, very tightly integrated, not just with the same engine, but also with similar storylines, the same characters, similar setting, map points of interest, weapons, etc. This was something that we saw with Modern Warfare 2019 when the single player campaign came to a close. The storyline was progressed and continued, and that narrative was extended throughout Warzone. I would expect much of the same to occur with Warzone 2 and Modern Warfare 2. They put a big emphasis on trying to make those two parts of this game very much connected. And that's it for today, guys. We covered a lot of the major announcements and news that was released alongside of the gameplay reveal trailer for Modern Warfare 2 earlier today. Let me know down in the comments below what you are most excited about for Modern Warfare 2 and what are you a little apprehensive or nervous about. Personally, I think the game will be great. I'm a huge fan of Infinity Ward titles, but ultimately we're going to have to wait and see until we can get hands-on and play the game to see how these new changes really factor into the future and new era of Call of Duty moving forward. If you guys liked the video, leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and as always, be well, be yourself, and I'll see you guys soon.